Handle of the Void. Excuse me. Why does it want me to go back to the Orton Tig? That's weird. Maybe because I haven't dealt with Ruck yet.
Branka
Alright.
is anywhere. This has to be it. She will not be unprepared.
The anvil of the void is near. I can feel it.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've not really talked to Shale since getting her, but this is probably going to be pretty important. So I'm going to go ahead and run through her and Ogren's dialogue real quick.
I see it found some augmentation crystals. I was not even aware it knew about them. Well done. So, what does it think? They don't make me look any wider, do they? I find I'm already too wide as it is.
No, they're quite slimming.
It must be the vertical pattern it put them in. Did it know to do that? It must have. I think it should find some more as soon as possible. I want to glitter from ear to ear, so to speak. I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them.
That's super. Thanks, Shale.
Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
That, is that a joke because of my height? The backhanded compliment in there somewhere.
Nonsense. It can imagine my surprise discovering such a thing was possible from a creature so soft. But there it is. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
And we wouldn't want that.
Indeed. Can it imagine the horror? Oh. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought. It speaks.
It does. I would have expected golems to be different.
Different? Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone? Yes, master, I exist to serve the master. I shall kill for the master and only for the master. Perhaps it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks, if it likes.
Are they dirty limericks?
Mostly they involve slaughtering pigeons in creative and invasive manners. I have never met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do?
I have no idea what... Being different isn't so bad.
Did I say it was bad? Huh. It thinks I hang on its every word, waiting for approval. I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is a good thing.
Indeed it is.
Imagine the benefits. No need to eat or sleep or perform other functions. Walk underwater, crush the heads of every opponent. The possibilities are limitless. Barring the occasional 30 years or so of paralysis, there's little to compare. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting. It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
I'm told you killed your former master. Are those crystals in your skin?
I like to think of them as accessories.
What did they do?
I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation.
So they're decorations?
As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will.
Sounds like an excellent idea. Did he succeed?
Not really. Although now that I think of it, these attempts may be what caused my disruption. Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me.
Would you be willing to have more added?
Why not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures, after all. That answers its question, I assume? Unless it has more.
How did you end up in Honolith? Do you remember?
Oh yes, that I remember quite well. My former master, the Mage Wilhelm, he brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it.
I thought you'd enjoy scaring humans. Yes, but of our own free will. That's the difference. Do you remember anything before, huh?
I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago. They were all very soft and squishy. And before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark.
Just how old are you exactly?
I have no idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries ago. I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention.
You didn't like Wilhelm, I take it?
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much, his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. Ha! I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it?
Wilhelm's wife sold it, I believe.
Hag.
I would have thought you'd enjoy scaring humans.
I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice. What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangled in front of those frightened morons like some scary thing. Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself. Ugh.
Why were you up in front of the tower?
That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Pah! Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag.
His wife?
I was once larger, 10 feet tall. Then the loathsome hag complained that I couldn't fit through the doors. So the mage had me shrunk down. Can it believe it?
I thought
And
it
she
explained
still
it.
wanted me out.
How does someone shrink a golem?
With a chisel. And a lot of nerve. Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
It does.
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
You watched that village day and night for years?
I do not sleep, so yes, and I thank it for reminding me. Try to imagine, if it will, what it would be like to be surrounded by nothing but boring peasants, all oblivious to it.
Yes, that would be rather horrid.
And then there were the birds. A whole village full of pigeons and ravens and sparrows all perching on me day in and day out.
Sounds a little messy.
Those foolish villagers would spread birdseed near me, drawing the birds, because they thought having birds perch on me was quaint. Quaint! If there hadn't been the occasional kind soul to scour me clean, I don't care to discuss this anymore.
Fair.
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do. That part I know, as Wilhelm often bragged about it to whomever was willing to listen to him. He claimed to have found me in the deep roads. I was in the ruins of a Tig, he said, deactivated, with my control rod not far away.
You don't know why you were there? What was Wilhelm doing in the deep roads?
It was a hobby of his, scavenging. One of the reasons he traveled so much is that he was looking for entrances into the deep roads, old places the dwarves had long forgotten. And then he would sneak down and search for magical treasure, before anyone was the wiser.
Do you know where in the deep roads this was?
No. That secretive bastard refused to tell me. I would ask and ask, but no. He used to say that one day, if I were compliant and didn't talk back at his wife, he would take me there and I could look around myself. Rotten, lying bastard. If I had his head in my hands now, I would squeeze it like a giant lemon. Squish.
You don't know why you were there?
I think I remember a battle. It was long before, and then there was darkness. In short, no. I do not remember why I was there. It makes no difference.
So if he hadn't found you,
I wouldn't have had to put up with the twit, and I would be none the wiser. I don't think I was aware while I was there. Not like in the village. Or perhaps I was. Perhaps that was the dark place, and I simply couldn't see anything. How long could even I sit in the darkness and stare out at nothing, never sleeping? Oh, I do not wish to think of that.
let's move on.
On then. It speaks. It doesn't have
I
better things
have
to do.
more questions. Told you killed your former master.
Oh, how interesting. Certainly I remember having a master. My memories of what happened to him are vague.
Vague, but not non-existent.
Clever and true. Oh, very well. Let me see what I can recall. My former master enjoyed experimenting upon me. I remember that much. There was tinkering with spells, and then the crystals. He was very eager to alter my function, I think.
Alter you? Why? You're fine as you are.
Flattery, and obvious flattery too. I feel warm and fuzzy inside. He possessed my control rod, and back then, it would have prevented me from doing anything he did not command me to, no matter how I might have wished to. So what happened? I am unsure. He was experimenting, and then nothing.
So you hit the kill me button by accident? What do you remember next?
And then he was gone. I was standing where I was, in the village, and I could no longer move. The villagers came, poked and prodded me in fear, and then realized they could neither move me nor destroy me, so they simply left me. And in time I forgot I hadn't stood there all along.
Must have been terrible. I'm sorry.
In fact, at first I found it more of a relief. For so many years I'd had to leap to that little toadstool's every command. Get this, pick up that, put it down, pick it up again. The gall! At first I'd hoped he'd simply decided to leave me there paralyzed. An acceptable trade-off. After years passed, I simply stopped caring.
Sounds like you had a good rest.
I think I was ready to move on. Another few years and the moss would have covered my face. And then where would I have been? Whatever the mage did seemed to render the control rod useless, for which I should be thankful, yes? And provided it doesn't decide to copy his experiments, not that I would allow it, it is nothing to fear from me. Much.
Sounds good to me.
The things that it fights, and it fights things often, that is a different story. Let us get back to the walking and the fighting. My stone is beginning to itch again.
Stone is beginning to itch again. What does that mean? How does stone itch?
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
You don't seem to like humans much.
That is true. I do not. I'm not interested in getting into a discussion on the subject, however. Ask another time. If it is done asking overly obvious questions, let us find some humans to throw off a cliff, or something.
Very well. And where does that put my... Ooh, very, very high up there. 89 approval. Where was Ogre? Plus 52.
Stop wasting time, Warden. I'm not here to chat.
I see. Does make me curious. Can I go back to the world map? I can. Can I go back to the party camp? Oh, is it going to make me walk all the way back? That would be the question. Hold on. I'm going to make a save before doing something silly like this. Party camp. Alright, so I'm going to try and talk to Shale here instead.
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
So if she still doesn't want to talk about that, that's fine. Can I talk to Ogren back here?
Stop wasting time,
No,
Warden.
okay. So you can't talk to him beforehand, perhaps? That or... Well, at the very least, I'm not going to have to make the entire trip back. Because if it doesn't again, then... I'll just look.
Yes, it is good to have my sword at my side again. I call her Asala, the soul, my soul. She is forged from rare blue steel and has served me faithfully for many years. Yes, you understand what it is like to have a weapon that is part of you. Few others do.
Charming. Good. So will it just let me go straight back to the deep roads? That is the question.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just doing this out of curiosity. If it doesn't, then... I'll just load. But I'm kind of curious. Nope, it sent me straight back to... Wars. So, instead, I will load that. Because I gained nothing from going back to camp. Okie doke.
Let me be blunt with you. After all this time, my tolerance for social graces is fairly limited. That doesn't bother you, I hope.
Well, shave my back and call me an elf. Branka, by the stone! I barely recognized you.
Ogren. It figures you'd eventually find your way here. Hopefully you can find your way back more easily. And how shall I address you? Hired sword of the latest lordling to come looking for me? Or just the only one who didn't mind Ogren's ale breath?
Be respectful, woman. You're talking to a Grey Warden.
Ah, so an important errand boy, then. I suppose something serious has happened. Is Endrin dead? That seems most likely. He was on the old and wheezy...
That's who Endrin was. I know I got a thing, and it said Endrin. I was just kind of like, wait, why does Endrin's name sound familiar? That's why. He was the king. He is dead, yes, and the assembly is deadlocked. How do you know I'm not just helping Ogren? Yes, his heir Balin seeks your support to become king. Yes, he is dead, and the assembly is deadlocked.
Then what is your involvement in this? Why would a surfacer be interested in dwarven politics? You must have a patron. A highly placed patron. And they must want something in particular. Now, what might that be? I don't care if the Assembly puts a drunken monkey on the throne. Because our protector, our great invention, the thing that once made our armies the envy of the world, is lost to the very dark spawn it should be fighting. The Anvil of the Void. The means by which the ancients forged their army of golems and held off the first archdemon ever to rise. It's here, so close I can taste it.
It would change things, move more forward, but of course there is a catch. Sounds like you could use some help, but of course there is a catch.
The anvil lies on the other side of a gauntlet of traps designed by Caradon himself. My people and I have given body and soul to unlocking its secrets. This is what's important. This has lasting meaning. If I succeed, the Dwarven people benefit. Kings, politics, all that is transitory. I've given up everything and would sacrifice anything to get the Anvil of the Void.
Does that include Hespeth and the others of your house? You're obsessed? That must be why Caradon sealed it away. Why chase the impossible when your people need you now? Does that include Hespeth and the others of your house?
Enough questions. If you wish me to get involved with this imbecilic election, I must first have the Anvil. There's only one way out, Warden. Forward. Through Caradon's maze, and out to where the Anvil waits.
What has this place done to you? I remember marrying a girl you could talk to for 1 minute and see her brilliance.
I am your paragon.
Good old Branka. She's a bit, abrasive, isn't she? Guess I forgot that part about her screeching in my ear every sodding day. Oh well. We'll help her get the anvil, and then she'll come home, and everything will be better.
For sure. Alright, so this whole section is trapped, and there's a couple of fights. That much I do remember.
Lovely.
I needed people to test Caradon's traps. There's no way to break through except by trial and error. I sent them in. They were all mine. Pledged to be my house, and they didn't want to help. They tried to leave me. Even my Hespeth. But even she couldn't understand that when you reach for greatness, there are sacrifices. As many sacrifices as are needed.
No doubt.
Let's see.
Oop, that's defensive fire, my bad. Scatter shot. There we go. Very nice, very nice. I'm gonna go ahead and loot the rest of these while I'm over here. They don't seem to be really giving too much of a shit, so... I'll just loot my way towards them, and then we can take care of them here in a second.
Well, all right. As you desire.
Alright, continuing. Ooh, yeah, there's more of them back there, too. Come on, everyone. Come on, you lot. Let's go. Let's say none of them are triggered. We needed them triggered so that we could actually fight them. Definitely get rid of the mage first. Thank God. You are. Bump. Got him. No one's hurting for hell. That's good. Not going too poorly, this.
And so I shall. Lovely. As you desire.
Alright, and you.
And so I shall.
Bye-bye. There we go. Oh, they've got an ogre.
As you desire.
And with a critical shot. And a shattering shot. Ooh, he got stung. Oh, he's down.
Oh, I adore this.
Alright. Get off my toolbar.
Oh, that's right.
There we go.
Oh, yes.
In fact, I could have another wolf in there doing damage right now if I wanted.
As you desire.
Forgot about that. Nothing else to loot that way. Continuing forth.
It speaks.
Never mind. I didn't mean to talk to you.
Stop wasting time, Warden. I'm not here to
As you desire.
chat.
Get
Well, all right.
bubble. Knocked Shale down through.
Well, all right.
Else? Very well. Just about done with the area. Come on. Go. Inventory's getting full. You know, where is Branka during all this? She's just following behind us quietly.